Well, move over Mayflower. There is a lesser known ship that's moored here in Maine that deserves attention as we celebrate America's 250th birthday.
And Jessica Gagne set sail on a historical journey showing Maine's important and almost forgotten role in the founding of New England.
When you think about English exploration and the colonization of New England, you probably think about the Pilgrims landing in the Mayflower in Plymouth, Massachusetts in 1620. But not a lot of people know that 13 years earlier, the English actually landed here in what's now Phippsburg, Maine. They set up the Popham Colony, and it only lasted 14 months, but its legacy has endured.
There's a little friendly competition. For a long time, Plymouth was, the first English colony in New England. And then we're like, well, actually. And they're like, fine, the first lasting English colony.
Forgotten for almost 300 years, historians only found out about Popham Colony in the late 1800s, when this map, drawn by one of the settlers, John Hunt, was uncovered in Spain. Researchers found 120 English men and boys had landed on this point in the Kennebec River in August of 1607. By December, half of them decided to sail back home, calling the winter conditions at the colony the worst they'd ever known.
It was probably just a regular old Maine winter, but the English, they'd never experienced anything like that before.
Documented mistreatment of the native Wabanaki people meant there was no trade or beneficial tribal relations, and in January 1608, the colony's leader, George Popham, died. When a supply ship arrived later that year, the remaining settlers decided to call it quits rather than attempt to survive another long winter. But it wasn't all for naught.
So this is what they would have used to steer the ship. This is a tiller. This predates the use of the ship's wheel.
In fact, the colony's sole achievement set the stage for what this area would be known for centuries to come.
The only thing they were really able to accomplish while they were over here is building a ship. So they built the Virginia of Sagadahoc, which was the first English-built ocean-going vessel built in North America. And that's what we tried to recreate with our interpretation of her today up here at Maine's First Ship.
Maine's First Ship is a Bath nonprofit. The group is celebrating 30 years of planning, building, and now sailing their version of the Virginia. She went into the water in 2022 and set sail twice a week, giving visitors a way to live history with the addition of modern safety features. The ship sits in the Kennebec in the shadow of Bath Ironworks, a testament to the longevity of shipbuilding in the region and the passion that locals have for preserving its history.
We hired professionals to do the sails for us, but other than that, everything else is volunteer built, and it was done just by people showing up and saying, I want to help.
As for Popham Colony, it's nothing like Plymouth from a tourism standpoint. A small parking lot, a patch of grass, and a few signs were all that marked the site until recently. In early June, Parks and Lands placed stone markers outlining the former location of the colony's storehouse. Archaeologists commissioned to dig here in the 1990s found post holes proving where 17th century buildings once stood, but with the site surrounded by private property, further excavation has stopped. Instead, history buffs can tour the Jane Stevens Sagadahoc Heritage Center, where the Virginia is moored, to get a better look at Popham's past.
We have this lovely center with exhibits, docents who are very passionate about the project, who would love to talk to you about it.
A labor of love built by Mainers that anchors our place in American history.
And by the way, the Virginia sails from Bath on Wednesdays and Fridays with up to 6 passengers. She's also about to embark on her longest voyage yet, sailing to Boston in July to take part in the Sail America 250 celebration.